What is up guys, welcome back to another GGF video, and if you haven't guessed it already, today we'll be taking a look at the brand new CableMod vertical GPU riser kit. Now if you're part of the CableMod Facebook group, you will have definitely seen them teasing this kit for quite a while now. I think it's been in the works for probably at least a year, but it is finally here. So in this video we're going to check out this kit. This is a zero modding required. It fits in just about any standard ATX case, and you don't need to sort of mod it or hack it or do anything like that. So we're going to check it out, cover some of the main features, and we'll see how it all goes. The CableMod vertical riser kit comes in two models. One model includes two DisplayPort extenders, while the other model includes one DisplayPort and one HDMI extender. I'll cover why these are needed later on. The overall kit is well presented with very minimal assembly required. To keep packaging and cost to a minimum, the kit comes in three main parts. Two parts for the bracket, and the last part being the PCI-e riser cable. I appreciate the extra detail CableMod has gone to with the subtle branding on the PCI-e riser cable and the bracket itself. Once the kit is assembled, you can install the unit two ways. The first way is by securing the bracket to your case first and then installing your GPU. But depending on your case height, you may find it a bit tight securing down your GPU. The other way is installing your GPU onto the bracket outside of your case and then securing the whole unit into your case. Now onto those extenders I mentioned earlier. CableMod have designed the riser kit with zero modding required. To do so, they have supplied the cable extenders to make it easier plugging and unplugging your monitors from your video card, as most cases will have support bars between each PCI slot, making it a very tight fit. If you have an open style PCI area like on some cases, then you don't really need to use the extenders. As you know, many resolutions and refresh rates require a certain rated DisplayPort cable. I was curious to see if adding the included extender cable was going to affect video performance. As I received two CableMod vertical riser units, I had three DisplayPort extenders which I tested on three different systems I had available on various resolutions and refresh rates. The first system included an 8700K GTX 1080 Ti with a resolution of 3840 by 1440 at 100Hz. The second system included an 8350K GTX 1080 with a resolution of 2560 by 1440 at 144Hz. And lastly, the third system included a 7980XE GTX 1080 Ti's and SLI with a resolution of 3840 by 1440 at 120Hz. So after testing quite a few games and benchmarks, I had no issues using the little extender on top of the cable I already had going to my system. So the three systems worked absolutely fine. It was just like there was no actual little extender being used. There was no screen flickering, there was no dropouts, no signal loss or anything like that. So it is good that it is a decent quality extender, and it does have gold platers connected on each end, so that is good as well. Moving on to the PCIe riser cable. Now everyone knows that running these, the cheaper you go, the less performance you get and so on. I'm not sure what type of cable this is, what sort of OEM, but I use this for quite a bit in my system over here. So you can see I've got the GPU installed, and I had no issues at all. I was running some benchmarks, some games, and it was fine. But just bear in mind, with all these cables, they are sensitive no matter which brand you get. Just make sure you don't sort of bend them too much. You don't do like crazy right angles or anything like that. You just got to make sure you are quite careful with them. Moving on to stability of the GPU. Now we all know putting your GPU vertically, there are sort of some issues with sort of sagging and swaying, but I didn't really encounter anything like this. This card is very secure in the slot, and not like other companies with other cases where your GPU is just hanging there with no bus support. As you can see with this connector, it does have this bottom plate which does give your GPU bus support, and it stops it from swaying, shaking and wobbling about, which is good. Another main thing, which is probably one of the most important aspects of putting your GPU vertical, is the amount of room between your GPU and your side panels. I've reviewed a lot of cases, and the cases that do come with the option to go vertical for your GPU really doesn't give you much room between your GPU and your side panel, which is basically choking it from any air possible. But with the CableMod kit, what they've done is they've moved the GPU as far back to your motherboard as possible, and they've given you quite a decent amount of room between your GPU and your side panel. I would at least say a few inches. So that's going to, performance is going to vary depending on which case you use, but I can see performance is going to be not too far off putting your GPU standard horizontally, because there is so much air sort of in the front of the GPU. Now, last I want to cover is price. This unit comes in at $60 US, which I think is pretty sweet. So that's 60 US for either kit you go for. Either you go for one with the 2 display port, or you go for the 1 display port and the 1 HDMI. Now, I did reach out to the guys, and these can be purchased separately. So say you're running a Monster 4 display system, you can purchase 2 more of these and you can run all 4 out the back of your video card. But yeah, for $60 US, you are getting the bracket, you're getting the cable, and you're getting the 2 adapters. So I think that is a pretty sweet deal. But anyway, that's it for this video. I want to thank CableMod for giving me the chance to actually check out this kit. I don't really think anyone except for CableMod internal staff have had a chance to check out this, so huge thanks to them for getting me in early to check this out. I want to thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for next time.